Hello, welcome to another Vintage Cube draft, and wow, this pack is really powerful. Is it bad that I'm almost more excited about Wasteland than I am Mox Sapphire? I think that's bad. Mox Sapphire is almost for sure the pick. Other powerful cards, Raphelos, especially first pick. Just Raphelos plus Forest is one of the best combos in the cube. You just him to turn 2, turn 3, 6 mana, like that's so much. Tempo Garden's okay, Dark Ritual, Recto Signet, it's fine. Basalt Monolith I like quite a bit. It is weaker than Mana Vault and what is the other one? It costs 2 and taps for 3? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm going to take Mox Sapphire and be pretty happy about it. This doesn't necessarily mean we're in blue, but it is a good card to use when you are in blue. Okay, pack 2. Let's see. How do I... hopefully you guys can see the zoom in. Yeah, someone in the comments, thank you for telling me how to zoom in. Sometimes like the effects don't load, like when I right click you can't see it, so maybe you can't see the zoom in, but we're zooming in on cards. Anyway, there's Ugin, who's great but pretty expensive, Dark Confidant, Hollowed Fountain, Skull Clamp, Koth, Lotus Cobra, that's about it. This is actually a really tough pick. I like Dark Confidant, Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, I'm just repeating. Sorry, I am having trouble thinking and talking at the same time. Clamp, Confidant, Dig Through Time, Hollowed Fountain. I'm gonna defer my decision and just take the land. People are gonna get mad at me for not taking Skull Clamp almost for sure, but I like staying open. And Skull Clamp is only good in a particular subset of decks. Ones where you have like a bunch of Mana Dorks, or Young Pyromancer, or Deranged Hermit. Okay, so there's Blue Jace, Tropical Island, Vampiric Tutor, which is very good. Natural Order as well. It's rough having passed Raphelos pack 1. Seeing Jace this late could be a good sign. There hasn't been much in the way of blue. There was Dig Through Time in the last pack, but I'm not too excited about that card. And this Jace is actually quite good. It prevents Deceiver Exarch Infinite combo, Bitter Blossom, or a bunch of tokens it prevents. So I think I'm between Jace or Vampiric Tutor. And I think I'm just going to take Jace. It's been a bit since we've had some Planeswalkers in our decks. There's a Spell Pierce, which I actually like quite a bit in Vintage Cube. Just piercing like an early Signet or something is very good. Also, this can catch some Planeswalkers from time to time. What else? Fire and Ice is okay. Freebooters, whatever. Yeah, this pack's actually pretty weak. I'm just going to take Spell Pierce. Alright. I actually think in this cube, Monastery Mentor is a better win condition than Dragonlord Ojutai. And we're not really being presented with much else that's like good. So I think I'm just going to take Mentor on a speculative pick, because Ojutai is pretty expensive and clunky, whereas if you just play like Mentor and then one other spell, you're so far ahead. Ooh. They found my weakness. There was a Wasteland in pack 1. Other options include Orzhov's Signet, Painful Truths. I don't think this will be a Mind's Desire deck, but you never know. This card's really, really good if we get Wasteland back. That's so unlikely, though. Actually, that pack was really good. Look. Nobody ever said I wasn't greedy. Okay, so there's Gideon. Let's zoom in. Ha! Haha! If you guys can't see that, you're just gonna think I'm crazy. Or I've been making up this whole time and you'll never know. Sensei's Divining Top is really good with Monastery Mentor, but other than that, I hate the card. I think I'm just gonna grab a Mana Confluence. Just having good mana is so good. And we can get better non-creature spells for Mentor. Xenagos, the Reveler. Okay, so there's Mishra's Workshop, which is very good. Good with Crucible. Catacombs, which doesn't really help us at the moment. Chandra Flamecaller, which is cool. But she's double red and pretty expensive. Maybe I'll take... Workshop has the highest upside. Okay, so someone took Wasteland, so Crucible was a bad pick, I guess. Here... So Monastery Mentor Thing in the Ice is kind of a non-bow. I'm just going to grab Banishing Light. Probably not playing Workshop either. Yeah, basically, if Wasteland wheeled, then I was going to try and go into a Workshop Crucible deck, but Wasteland not coming around means Crucible plus just Strip Mine isn't really worth it unless we can get a Fast Bond or something. Wow, Dark Confidant. Or Mana Tithe. I mean, Dark Confidant has such a high power level. I'm going to pick him up. There's a lot of like blue effects that act like Mana Tithe, but very few Confidant type effects. I'm going to take a Deathrite Shaman in case we get some fetches. I'm not interested in the rest of these cards. Skull Rack's really only good with draw 7s. So we can grab a Freebooter. Sure. Probably not playing that. Young Pyromancer is the most likely card we play. Okay, Goblin Guide Wheeling is interesting. Staying open to not playing blue at all. Because I saw like these two blue cards and then nothing else. So we could end up like Mardu. Because Dark Confidant's pretty good in aggressive decks. Maybe we're not white either. We could just end up Rakdos. Seeing these two wheel in the last pack is a pretty interesting sign. Same with these two. So I'm going to keep my mind open to that. There's the library. Okay, so Library of Alexandria is excellent when you're on the draw. If we are trying to be aggressive, it's not as good because you have to take a turn off, and the whole point of being aggressive is you kill your opponent before they do stuff. So I could see taking it. I could also see passing it, as absurd as that seems, just because of the type of deck it's looking like we're going to be drafting. So if I do pass this, I think the next pick is Marsh Flats. To go with Monastery Mentor and other things, and then hopefully we can wheel a Duress. That would be if we're trying to draft like the aggressive black deck. That being said, the upside on Library is extremely high if it's in your opening hand. And I think that's high enough of a reason to take it. Hopefully Marsh Flats or Duress wheel, but those are more replaceable of an effect. And if we do end up in like a blue just good stuff deck, then I'll be glad I had this. Okay, so there's a Blackleaf Cliffs Underground Sea. Also Metamorph. Sort of Fire and Ice I'm not too worried about. And then some nonsense. Might just take Underground Sea. I like having good mana. And Dark Confidant, if I do end up in blue, like Dark Confidant Spell Pierce is already a decent start. And maybe Blackleaf Cliffs a wheel or something. But yeah, I don't exactly want to give up on blue just yet. Oh, I love Braids. Now we could take Bloodstained Mire or Grim Lavamancer, because Lavamancer is pretty awesome, you know, if all of our cards cost 1. But I think better mana is important, because this is a tri-land now. It just taps for Grixis. And I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one of these is likely to come around. I would probably play either one, but I just value having good mana, especially in a deck like this. Okay. So there's Eidolon of the Great Revel, Brain Maggot, Fire Blast. I think are the 3 I'm looking at. So I already have Freebooter. If you just get all the Brain Maggot effects, your opponent can't do anything? Is that good? I don't know. Eidolon's hard to cast. I don't think I want to take that just now. Fire Blast, I don't have Mountain, so Brain Maggot's so medium, though. Because Eidolon's really, really good if you're trying to burn. But I'm just gonna take this guy and play it safe. Wow, Force of Wheel? Force of Wheel. Force of Will. What else? Control Magic. Ancient Grudge. Stoneforge. This pack is good if we want to play blue, but not if we want to do anything else. I suppose Stoneforge could be nice if we do pick up one of these swords floating around, but I just don't like swords that much. I'm going to take Force of Will in the off chance we do get to still play blue. There's Path to Exile and Delver, Rift Bolt, and Smuggler's Copter. Honestly, with all the little dudes we have, Smuggler's Copter might just be really powerful. Maybe we're Grixis aggro. Is that a thing? I hope it's a thing. Take the Chopper. Ooh, Tameo. Tameo's pretty expensive. I just grabbed this Looteril Core. If we can just like discard all of our lands. Looter's good with Force of Will. There's also Vryn Ringmare if you're trying to be aggressive, but I'm just gonna take Looter. Okay, here we have Chain Lightning. It's probably the pickup. Not too excited about anything else. Jackal Pup's just really bad. Okay, Daze is actually... Oh, this is tough between Daze and Duress. Because Daze is only good if we know we're playing blue. And right now we have Jace, Force... It's got to be worth playing blue. I think Daze is more... I don't know. I think I'm taking Daze. We can get more Thoughtseize type effects. But... Ooh, okay. Probably this is more of a Lavamancer deck than a Braids deck. We don't have any stacks type locks, and we have a lot of spells to go with Lavamancer. There's Eidolon, which I don't know if I have the mana for just yet. Here's Help Fountain. Well, there's Smokestack. I guess I'll take Wild. I'm not going to play Smokestack, so maybe there's a world where I play Wildfire. It seems really unlikely. I love Dark Confidant. One of my favorite cards. Okay, Sacred Foundry makes other fetches we get better. So right now we just have Bloodstained Mire, I believe. Yeah, okay. So we need better mana and better cards. We need everything. Okay, Nahiri's okay. Honestly, it might just be... So Flooded Strand gets red, blue, black. So it's a tri-land for us. Yeah, that's probably the best pickup for our deck. Sword of Temptation is also interesting. It's a little on the high converted mana cost side, and I honestly would probably rather just have a Hazoret, which I assume will come around. I'm gonna just have better mana. This is a tri-land and could even be a quad land if we do end up like splashing Monastery Mentor. This deck's very disruptive, at the very least. I mean, it does stuff early and it does it pretty well. Ooh, Mana Crypt? Hold up. Do we even need a Mana Crypt? We have plenty of... Sure. This can let us power out a Smuggler's Copter on turn 1. Jace on turn 2. Sure, I'll take Mana Crypt. Okay. Chandra Pyromancer. It's the bad Chandra. There's Kozilek. Definitely not a Goblin Welder deck. Vendilion Click could be interesting. I don't know if we're able to hit double blue. But that card really fits the theme of this deck. And maybe we can get Bone Shredder on the wheel. I like Vendilion Click. I'm going to take it. Oh, wow. So we have Riftwing Cloudskate, which actually goes in this type of deck very well. Just like a low to the ground tempo-y aggro. There's also Tasigur, which also goes in this deck quite well. We have a lot of cheap cards and at least 2 fetches, so filling our graveyard's not that difficult. Honestly though, I think Cloudskate's just more consistent, and the fact that it's a blue card to pitch to Force of Will kind of puts it over the top for me. There was Flametongue Kavu in that pack as well, but again, I think he might come around. Ooh, Hostage Taker? Do we want a Hostage Taker here? Or just a Phantasmal Image? Imaging one of my like Brain Maggot or Freebooter seems kind of cool. Imaging Dark Confidant seems good. Yeah, I think Phantasmal Image has higher upside. And it's blue for Force of Will as well. Okay. There's a Fiery Confluence. Or Gurmag Angler. I don't think this deck can support Rashad Import or Mutavault, unfortunately. Fiery Confluence is really strong. It can just do 6 to the face. How good is our red? Not amazing. I think Gurmag Angler, he's just a 5/5 duder. With Looter plus Copter, I'm going to check the Gurmag. Oh, wait. We have Dark Confidant in our deck. I don't know if I can play him. I can, however, make... Ooh, actually this is tough. So there's Glenelendra, Sulfuric Vortex, and Electrolyze. I don't know if we're quite aggressive enough to be Vortexing. We're kind of more like tempo-y. And Vortex with Dark Confidant is kind of a sketchy affair. Electrolyze is great. Scarab God, I think he's a bit too expensive for this deck. So yeah, I think between Electrolyze and Glenelendra. Electrolyze is cheaper. That could have been another mispick, by the way. Okay, so Bitter Blossom or Swift Spear. We do have a lot of spells to trigger prowess. Wait. Maybe we're not even black. Maybe we just play Dark Confidant? And we just have a Swift Spear. I think Bitter Blossom is powerful enough, though, that if we were splashing it, we would splash it. Okay, Hazoret seems pretty nice in this deck, because we can empty our hand quite quickly. I like Revoker. It can shut down their mana. That's about it. You just Revoker like their turn 2 Signet, and they're like, well, I don't know what to do now. It's possible we play this Chandra. Okay, Flametongue, Shriekmaw. How much creature removal do I actually have? Because I think Flametongue is better than Shriekmaw in that regard. I'm just going to take Flametongue. Reckless Bushwhacker maybe gets in there. It's pretty cool with Young Pyromancer. Deranged Hermit, dude. Well, I think if I had a better idea of what I was doing, this deck would be a lot better. It's still not terrible, though. So, Sacred Foundry lets Flooded Strand get red. Okay, so how easy is our black? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black sources. I think that's pretty easy. I don't know if we're going to be Deathrite Shamaning, but I don't think we have enough playables. So maybe these guys do get in. We only have 2 fetches. Yeah, Deathrite with only 2 fetches seems a little sketchy. If we had like 4, maybe I would be into it. So at the moment this is 23 playables. This deck's weird. I honestly don't know if this is good or not. It's very weird. Eidolon's going to do a ton of damage to us. like a lot. Maybe I cut Eidolon for Deathrite. It's just cheaper and I can play it off my early sources. And Deathrite, let's see, how many group creatures? 1, 2... Because Deathrite can just nug them for 2 a turn. Double red is going to be hard to cast early. Blackleaf Cliffs, Bloodstained Mire, 1, 2, 3. I think this is a sideboard card at best. And given that switch, Mentor might be able to get in here. I kind of like Deathrite. 2 fetches. Some ways to... Yeah, we have a lot of ways to loot cards into the graveyard too, with Literal Core and Smuggler's Copter. I think this is better for now. We're just trying to keep our mana curve very low so we can empty our hand quickly for Hazoret and keep our average CMC down for Dark Confidant. Chandra is okay, especially with how cheap our deck is. We only have 1, I guess 2, 3 bad hits, Spell Pierce, Daze, and Force. But the rest seems solid. And we have a library, I forgot about that. Getting the colored mana right is going to be tough. So we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Okay. So, in terms of cards we want turn 1. Let's see what this mana looks like for now, and I can add 1 more. So now we have 7 red, 9 blue. The only real double blue cards are Vendilion Clique and Jace, because these I'm never going to hard cast. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black right now. All of these I want to cast on turn 2 pretty reliably, so I'm going to add 1 more swamp. And that's going to be the deck. See you guys round 1.